Hello everybody, it's me, Gloatysock, with another video on my official YouTube channel. And today I'm going to follow up from a video I did yesterday. You might remember, yesterday I did a video about Mr. Andy Jacobs from the Hawksbee and Jacobs show on Talksport. Well, today I'm going to do a video in appreciation of Mr. Paul Hawksbee, his counterpart on that programme. Yes, Paul Hawksbee. Well, this is another talented individual. Much like Mr. Jacobs, he's had a varied and interesting career. He's worked with the likes of Frankie Howard, for example. He's done a bit of writing on Spitting Image. You may remember that programme, full of puppets. What can you say? That his career is varied and very interesting. But on the Talksport show in particular, Hawksbee and Jacobs, I think that he has a underappreciated role, because he's not only there to provide entertainment, analysis of current affairs in sports and sometimes even in the news in general, but he has to be witty. Yes, witty, which takes a lot of work, but also he has to keep the boisterous talent of Mr. Jacobs from exploding, because I think he's got a bit of Howard Stern in him, that Andy Jacobs, and I think he might, you let him off the leash and he'll go bonkers. He needs Paul Hawksbee there just to keep him from not exploding and causing, rambunctious, if that's a word, trouble on the radio station, getting in trouble with Ofcom and stuff. So he is an innovative presence, Mr. Hawksbee, but he's also sort of regulates. He just keeps a lid on things, and he does all the housekeeping, as they say. But I think that's a very difficult role, to be honest. To be funny at the same time, and they are very, very funny. They come up with very funny ideas. So I just want to make sure that everyone is aware that that is how I feel about Paul Hawksbee. He's sort of hilarious, but people, because he's so good at it, people don't realise it. I think he's just making sure that Andy Jacobs doesn't get carried away and say anything that might cause any trouble. Do a James Whale. Oh, no, we don't talk about that. But, anything like that. He just keeps a lid on things. That's all he does. But at the same time, it lets the programme flow and ebb. He's a bit like if Andy Jacobs is like a wild bass, jazz bass guitarist, he's like a slightly more disciplined jazz drummer. He can throw in the wild riffs and everything, but he will just keep things going to time, So, but very funny man. I really enjoy listening to him, along with Andy Jacobs. When there's the odd occasions when they're paired with someone else, they're still quite funny, but it's never quite the same. I've enjoyed their programme on and off, depending on my work commitments, for 15 years now, and it's just such fun, jolly entertainment, I remember some very hilarious things. I remember when they had David Seaman on, and he was talking about the size of his hands and what that relates to. That was one where Paul Hawksbee had to be right on his toes to keep Mr. Jacobs from taking it down into the gutter, I don't mind saying. I remember, actually I won't go there, but I remember quite a funny one, where Andy Jacobs said something quite outrageous and he managed to sweep it under the carpet. But anyway, Paul Hawksbee, Andy Jacobs, what a teaming. What a teaming. Really, really, really. I really have got so much enjoyment out of your programme. I hope it carries on forever. Not all things can last forever, and often in radio you disappear before you've been there, if you see what I mean. You're gone. You don't know where you've gone, I think of all the great people they've had on that particular station that have just gone, disappeared, Tommy Boyd, he's magnificent. I love Tommy Boyd. And, there was James Whale, that unpleasant business. I remember Joe Holland. He was a crackpot, he was. But Hawksbee and Jacobs, still there, keeping plodding along despite all the management changes and all the rest of it. I think is quite remarkable and it should be recognised. So I salute you, Paul Hawksbee. Also, I salute you, Andy Jacobs. And I thank you for all the entertainment over the years, and I do hope it continues. I hope my words yesterday about your retirement, Andy Jacob, weren't taken the wrong way, because I merely meant that I hope that when you do, after working so hard, decide to hang up your microphone, if you ever do, you get to really enjoy, because you deserve it, for the entertainment. Both of you enjoy to relax. But if your program's the way you relax, then carry on till you drop dead. That's what I say. Hope nobody takes away the privilege of being on the radio from you. Anyway, I'm ever so slightly waffling on. Thank you so much, and I've seen that my video yesterday brought quite a few new viewers to my channel, so all of you, please feel free to subscribe to my Gloatysock official YouTube channel, and I cover very many interesting topics that you may be interested in. Just yesterday, I did a review about a book on Sainsbury's Designs. It was very interesting. Sainsbury's product designs, that is, their own label. But anyway, that I slightly digress. If you don't like that, I've got one about antique Coke cans, which you might like. Anyway, as I say, thank you again, Andy Jacobs and Paul Hawksbee. I really do admire you, and I hope that you have long and ever more successful careers. Okay, that's me for now. Obiento!